Hey, what's up everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so my video cut off. I was in the middle of telling you guys about a particular player that I think the Lakers should get. I'm glad it did because I was stumbling all over my words and I have a much better understanding of what I want to say. DaRon Holmes would be the best pick for the Lakers at 17 right now. I know I've said I like Tristan da Silva a lot. He's number 2. He didn't slip down on my board. I like Hunter Tyson as well. He slipped down number 3. Number 1 is DaRon Holmes. I did a little homework on him early on, and I guess I kind of was only half looking at the screen. I wasn't really paying as much attention. It was probably one of the first players I paid attention to. Today, I revisited that homework and realized that's exactly what the Lakers need, and he's expected to be on the board. In fact, in one mock draft, he went 30th, and so that's absurd for what it is he brings to the table. I think ESPN, I think that the situation there was that they didn't see him as they were drafting, and when they realized they had left him on the board, they just hurried up and put him on there in the mock draft I was watching. ESPN has him ranked too low, etc. DaRon Holmes needs to be shooting up everybody's draft board as it pertains to probably going at the end of the lottery, maybe even before that. He's a three-point shooting center who blocks shots regularly. He can catch and shoot with the best of them. I think he shot like 35% last year at Dayton, 3-year player. So he's got, you know, himself into a space where his game is developed well enough to be able to contribute right away, in my opinion. And he's 6'10", very, very, very capable of catching and shooting the ball from different angles, particularly going left from what I understand. You can line him up in the corner, he can hit the 3. If you need to sit LeBron James for a breather, you can put him next to Anthony Davis, either at the 5 or the 4, and he could block shots and help Anthony on the boards and ultimately just contribute to a fantastic defense. You need two-way players, LA. This guy is definitely two-way. He's going to catch and shoot on one side. He's going to block shots on the other side, potentially rebound the ball as well, although I don't remember what they said about his rebounding. But he's 6'10". He's a big body. He can push the ball up the floor, which is one of the reasons that I really like him as well. We love players that can start to break or continue to break, not a deficient player dribbling the ball at all. So this is a no-brainer for me. At this point, I have him as a player comp to Bobby Portis with more defensive capability, a bigger, heavier Robert Horry, who's more capable of playing the center. But the best comp that I've seen is Miles Turner of the Pacers. He's more like a Miles Turner, a little shorter than Miles, same skill set, same exact skill set. That's exactly what we need, man. So that's what I want to tell people, man. DaRon Holmes is the pick for the Lakers. If I'm picking from here on out, you have to find me somebody that does what he does in order to take him before DaRon Holmes. I like Tristan da Silva a whole lot, so I would be very happy if we got him. But we're talking about a combination of what you think upside will be and specific fit. And the specific fit for the Lakers, as far as I can tell, the best big for the Lakers is DaRon Holmes. And it's honestly not very close. The only other person I would say would fit in our team better is Sarr, the #1 overall prospect. he would fit with the Lakers very well too. And obviously we have no chance of getting that player. So that's what I want to say, man. DaRon Holmes should be the pick. I think all the scouts will likely have him at the top of the Lakers draft board. It's kind of a no-brainer, because we ultimately need somebody to help Anthony Davis with the center position, assist him and not be an issue in regards to stretching the floor. Because Anthony, of course, is not going to stretch the floor like that. We want the person next to him to be able to do that. The person coming off the bench for LeBron, you want to be able to do that as well, especially if the Lakers are going to be losing Rui Hachimura. You're going to want to replace that piece. DaRon Holmes would be the exact player I'd want to replace Rui if Rui's going out. That's exactly what I want there. So, yeah, don't trade 17 if you can get away with it. I wouldn't necessarily throw it in for DeJounte Murray anymore. You know, some of the things, and that's another thing. Now that I know DaRon Holmes could potentially be available or is expected to be available at 17, the 17th overall pick is more valuable to me. Because not only do I know that there's some value there at 17, but now I have a specific player that fits my needs that is expected to be there at 17. I do think Philly could take him. I do think Miami could take him, so it's no guarantee he's there. I even think, you know, a team like Memphis could reach up and take him because he's going to fit everybody's teams. But because of the fact that they don't necessarily have him ranked as high as other guys, maybe it's because of political reasons, I think the chance he could be there at 17 is pretty high right now. So this is a guy that the NBA is sleeping on. Last year in my mock draft, I mocked us G.G. Jackson. This guy kind of reminds me of G.G. Jackson with more defense. He has, you know, Gigi's a lot more wiggly, a little more dribbly than him. So they're not the same. But when you talk about big guys that can catch and shoot, and kind of provided yet another player that you can put in that forward position. I know I've said we have too many forwards, but we have too many one-way forwards. And Deron can play the 5 as well. And he complements Bron and AD very well, coming off the bench for either one of them. Specifically AD, he really complements AD a lot in theory. When you consider his catch and shoot skill set and then his ability to play some defense and block shots on the weak side. If Anthony Davis is dealing with somebody in the paint, Deron Holmes is coming from the weak side to swat it away. That's a no-brainer situation. Our defense is going to be significantly better, especially if we got to lose the likes of Rui Hachimura and Vanderbilt. If you're losing both of those guys, you really need Deron Holmes in place. So we're talking about for present and the future. Deron Holmes is the Laker pick for me, man. You don't have to look much further than that. That's the guy. So that's pretty much what I got to say, man. There is some more homework to do on players, but I've done enough homework on the first round, the prospects in the first round, to know who I think fits our team based on what we are right now and what it will likely be tomorrow. Deron Holmes is most definitely the best fit in our range, probably in the whole damn first round for us, to be honest with you. So that's what I want to say, man. Love for us to pick up Tristan da Silva. Love to get Tyson. I would love to get Dunn in a perfect situation where you have the shooting to do it. But, you know, there are other centers as well that we've talked about that we really like. But Deron Holmes is most definitely the pick for the Lakers, assuming that one of those teams before us don't snatch him away. So that's what I want to say, man. You may even want to trade up if you start thinking, like I'm thinking, how important this piece could potentially be for what it is we are. You may even want to trade up to assure that you get him. But I don't think that as of right now, on this day, June 2nd, that's probably not necessary. He should, in theory, be available. So we'll see. I do think there's a chance he shoots up people's draft boards when they start seeing what it is I'm seeing, when they start paying attention in the way I'm paying attention to him. But if I'm the Lakers, he's at the top of my draft board. And if he's available at 17, I value him more than anybody else in our range. So that's pretty much what I got to say. My name is BDL44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.